Have a few inches at some places between you and the wall and then you and the vehicle to your left or right.
5 months after road work on Interstate 75 in Campbell County was supposed to be finished, TDOT is now looking for a new contractor to take over the job.
Crews have been working for more than 2 years on that 4-mile stretch of interstate in Campbell County. That's Interstate 75. That road work stretches from the Caryville exit to Highway 63 exit in northbound lanes.
The state says more than 31,000 drivers pass through that area every day, and now TDOT is searching for a new bidder to complete the project by September 30th, 2019.
10 News reporter Grant Robinson spoke with TDOT and drivers who go through that work zone every day. And Grant, they are not excited about yet another delay.
Yeah, John and Robin, it's not the best news. On October 10th, TDOT cut ties with the contractor who'd been working on this project since 2016. So now it's going to be at least another 11 months. After more than 2 years of work, construction on I-75 in Campbell County is at a standstill.
We're kind of living in the dark, and when you drive through there and there's nobody working on the site for weeks at end, you wonder, okay, what's going on?
Potter Southeast had been working to add a truck lane since 2016. On October 10th, TDOT and that company canceled their contract. Now TDOT is looking for another contractor to finish the job. Spokesman Mark Nagy says the department will accept bids until November 16th.
When we saw that the whole project had been rebid and was posted to the internet, we knew at that point that we were going to have a delay.
The new contractor will have until September 30th of next year to finish the project. For people like Avery Sexton, who commute to Knoxville from Scott and Campbell County, the delay means more time and stressful backups and close calls in the construction zone.
You only have a few inches at some places between you and the wall and then you and the vehicle to your left or right.
The road is so narrow in some areas, signs tell trucks to use the left lane. But Sexton says many drivers are ignoring those signs.
One little mistake and you hit a truck or a truck hits you. We've had a lot of those in the last few months where this vehicle's in there just trying to squeeze into the same space and they can't, obviously.
When the project is complete, it should solve that problem. But for now, drivers have another 11 months of narrow lanes to navigate. TDOT spokesman Mark Nagy says the original contractor will receive just a little more than $14 million for the work that it has put into this project. He also wanted to thank drivers for their patience as this project continues. John, Robin.
All right, Grant joining us live. Grant, thank you.